Welcome to Salford Stories, a short film about the Salford Third Sector Fund. Salford has fast become a vibrant and growing city where more and more people come to live, work and invest. It's where modern urban places come alive and green spaces thrive alongside world-class arts, culture and tourism. But there's another side to the story. Salford is home to thousands of children living in poverty, along with a significant portion of long-term unemployed people. The city has some of the worst health in the country, with people in poorer areas of Salford living up to 14 years less than those in our richer neighbourhoods. Public services are under a lot of financial pressure too. More of us are living longer and often with complicated health conditions. This means more people need help to stay well. So, in 2014, Salford CVS joined forces with NHS Salford Clinical Commissioning Group to create the Third Sector Fund. The fund was designed to enable Salford CVS to reach the city's diverse communities via the VCSE sector. It comprises of more than 1,500 voluntary organisations, community groups and social enterprises, and is supported by an incredible workforce. More than 5,000 paid staff and a staggering 46,800 volunteers who give 115,000 hours of their time every week, worth 104 million every year. Salford CVS is also able to add value to the Third Sector Fund via our core services, such as development support for VCSE organisations, training courses, other grants programmes, DBS checks, volunteer support and much more. The main aim of the fund is to empower communities, helping them to play a key role in addressing some of the top health priorities in Salford. A range of small and medium-sized grants are made available to voluntary organisations, community groups, social enterprises and schools so they can help our citizens start well, live well and age well. In fact, this is the name of Salford's locality plan and the blueprint for Salford's health and social care. 3 years on, in 2017, we were proud to announce that the CCG were investing a further £3 million into the fund up to March 2020, helping to improve the health and well-being of Salford citizens by once again investing in a range of grants to VCSE organisations. The CCG agreed to reinvest because we'd shown, with the support of the Centre for Local Economic Strategies and Voluntary Sector North West, that the Third Sector Fund Grants programme was making a real difference to the people and communities of Salford. In 2018 and 19, we awarded grants to 203 different projects, including 63 first-time applicants. These projects were spread across the whole of our city and reached into many diverse communities. The Third Sector Fund also generated added value, in the form of VCSE organisations securing match funding to the tune of a whopping £575,000. To make sure every single pound worked harder for the people of Salford and made a difference across all communities, we created a range of grant pots to maximise our reach, scale and spread across the city. Each and every one helps to support hundreds of health and wellbeing projects across Salford. The 4 projects you're about to see shows the positive impact they make on the lives of local people. Chatsworth Multi-Academy Trust is a school and college for young people with severe learning physical disabilities. They work with over 100 vulnerable 11 to 19-year-olds from across the city. They received a Healthy Schools grant to run the Happy Project, providing access to healthy and emotionally friendly activities during and after school.
We recently received funding from Salford CVS as Healthy Schools funding. This has enabled us to roll out lots of physical activity across the school. Some of the activities that they've been able to take part in are canoeing at the Salford Water Sports Centre. The team down there have really understood our young people and have adapted their teaching techniques to meet the needs of our students. Our learners can be quite complex. It's not just physical disability, they also have learning disability too. They may struggle with change, learning new skills, but During the period that we were able to go down to the water sports centre, after about 6 weeks they got really into the flow of things, became very familiar, and the water sports were really good because they used the same staff each week. So that our students became familiar with those staff. This also promoted confidence, and it was just amazing, and even some of the staff got involved. So that's actually not just promoted our students' wellbeing, it's actually worked really, really well for the staff. One of the other activities that's been really successful is actually swimming. With the funding from Healthy Schools, we've been able to access swimming lessons. We did have a young person sat on the poolside for 6 weeks, just putting his toes in the water. 12 weeks later, he's now in the pool and will swim independently. Parents have actually reported that he's been on holiday, and it's been really, really lovely for the whole of the family, because ordinarily when they go abroad on holiday and they're in a swimming pool, his siblings would miss out sometimes because this young man wouldn't go around the pool because he actually had a fear of water. But now he's actually going swimming and partaking in the same activities that his siblings are, so for his parents that's been huge. I think also, since securing the funding from Healthy Schools, it's actually built up our relationship with Salford CVS. We've had regular contact throughout the project, just telephone calls to say, is there anything you can suggest, and etc. I do think that this link not only has benefited this project, I think it will actually be a really, really good link for future projects, to enable our young people to develop and experience lots of different activities in the future.
Green Teach Sustainability Hub is a community care farm that provides Eccles, Earlham and Cadizhead with a therapeutic green space. This year, they received a Grow Well grant, delivered in partnership with RHS Bridgewater, helping them support local community growing projects to promote well-being.
My name's Janine, and we've started to form a community group called Green Teach Sustainability Hub, which was formed from helping communities and engaging more with the local schools from Moss Lane Farm, and from that Green Teach was formed to provide back to the local community and to the local schools, and we predominantly educate where food comes from. We're putting up a funding application for our Grow Well Fund. Due to our allotment area and the girls from the Women's Foundation Trust, they come to us once a week, but what we were finding that the polytunnel was becoming out of use predominantly most of the year because of the weather. Our ground is mainly peat, so once it rains it pours down and the land becomes obviously waterlogged. So what we did is we applied for some funding. Having the fund, it's enabled us to do some structural work and create some drains, so now it becomes dry all year round. So we'll be able to grow all year round now, so the girls can come every week now and then take that produce back to the centre in order to cook with. I think the girls benefit massively from coming to the farm and working within the polytunnel and both the allotment area outdoors, because it gives them the chance to embrace themselves and unfold themselves. Numerous backgrounds, whether it's loneliness, whether they've been abused or recovering from alcohol, whatever it may be, they seem to sort of lose themselves. But by being here in the openness, just surrounded by nature, surrounded by us, working the farm, working with food, growing, they seem to find themselves again and they come out themselves a lot more. So yeah, I think it works really well, and the girls blossom and they laugh, they have fun, they smile. So I think it helps them with the confidence and creating new skills. Some of the women went and foraged some of the blackberries, and then some of the women went to our fruit cage, which we hold our raspberries in there, and we hold our red currants and our blackberries. And then what they did with all the produce, they combined it together, took it back to the hub, and then they decided to make a jam from it. So they learned how to make a jam, how it forms, how it sets. And then what they did with the jam is they jarred it up and then took it home for them to obviously enjoy at home. I'd like to say a big thank you to Salford CVS for helping us get where we are today, especially with the paperwork and the amount of information what we need to provide. You've been absolutely brilliant and the support has been tremendous. Thank you very much.
Westwood and Alder Tenants and Residents Association are a group of volunteers working together to improve their local community in Winton. A Wellbeing Fund grant was awarded to help develop Smart Choices, a programme aimed at reducing antisocial behaviour in young people that was created by Gordon, the chair.
Smart Choices is an early intervention programme that I wrote to help children who are having issues with behaviour to prevent them potentially from going into antisocial behaviour when they are older. I grew up on this estate. I have been a good child on this estate and I've been a not so good child on this estate. I do this as a way to give back. I love this area, it's fantastic, the people around here are brilliant. The impact of Smart Choices has been the reduce of antisocial behaviour in the area. One of the young people who have engaged with the youth club from the Smart Choices referral is a 10-year-old boy. And when he first came in, he was really shy, really unsure of himself, wouldn't really engage with any of the other children. Now he's one of the brightest people there, he runs around, he's got fantastic ideas, he's one of the most active, pleasant children that you can ever come across, and that is a direct result of his time with Smart Choices. Before he was referred to youth club from Smart Choices, his mum reported that he didn't really go out much. He spent most of the time at home with his friends playing Xbox, PlayStation, that kind of thing. From that, he's engaging with his friends, he's playing out, he's more active, he's more social. That wouldn't have happened without the funding that we got to run the Smart Choices programme. Smart Choices has been so successful in reducing antisocial behaviour that for housing have decided to roll it out in other housing areas such as Stockbridge, Fitton Hill and Ellesmere Port. Children do one-to-one sessions at the primary school and then they go outside of the primary school into the local area to places like Barton Athletics where they do things like boxing, running, to help them develop confidence, be more active, to help children form better relationships with their peers instead of acting out in an aggressive or emotional way. Other children have been to the Castle and Eccles to do gardening activities to help them with relaxation techniques. So if you're feeling angry, instead of hitting something or throwing something, go outside, do a bit of gardening, go for a walk, do something positive. This year we applied for funding to bring in the staff to deliver the Smart Choices programme. Seeing Smart Choices grow has brought me great personal pride, and seeing For Housing rolling out the programme is amazing. It's the potential to help young children in the same way that I've been able to do locally is fantastic.
Beanstalk Home in the heart of Broughton is home to 33 ultra-Orthodox Jewish residents. It received a grant from the Impact Fund to enhance their Golden Activities programme.
So here at Beanstalk, we were lucky enough to receive a pot of money from the Impact Fund to fund some of the activities and events that we do here. And the main purpose of the fund was to help with social inclusion, to get the residents and the community even closer and more involved with each other. And the impact has been absolutely amazing. It's exceeded our expectations. The aim of the Impact Fund is to impact on people's health. We've been able to use the funding to fund other really interactive and stimulating activities such as the art therapist who, even some of the blind residents will engage with, and we've got one gentleman who could almost open his own art gallery, and they display their work in their rooms, in the lounge, and we actually have a sale in the summer of things that they've made. We use some of the allocated budget to fund a mother and baby group. Some of the babies are grandchildren, great-grandchildren, great-great-grandchildren of the residents. Some of them aren't at all, and they make new friendships, and it's very key to us to make this a home, not a care setting. It's very intergenerational. We've got grandparents with great-grandparents with babies. They feel part of life. We don't want to exclude anyone. We're all about including them and keeping them within the community, and that's really been fantastic.
Another activity that we've now got in place through the Impact Fund is the Tova Tafel, which translates to the magic table. The residents have really thoroughly enjoyed this. One of the best successes we had, I think, is a lady who's sadly no longer with us, but she would attend lots of activities but never really engage until we got the table. We got feedback from other volunteers who do the activities that the attention span and the interaction had improved since we'd started using the table. It also helped with her daily living skills. She would feed herself, have a drink herself, which she hadn't done for a long time. Our activities at Beanstalk actually wouldn't be as successful without our volunteer programme. We wouldn't be able to put on as many activities as we do, at least 3 activities a day. And of course this wouldn't have been as successful had it not been for the funding that we've received.
Together, these 4 incredible projects show the power and impact of the Third Sector Fund Grants programme. Just 4 projects out of hundreds, changing lives, making a difference across Salford within neighbourhoods and communities every day. Of course, we couldn't do it alone. All the work we do, at the scale we do it, is made possible by the incredible groups and organisations we work with. Salford CVS is a membership organisation with over 900 VCSC members of all shapes and sizes from across the breadth of the city. It's about locals, helping local people to live better and healthier lives in a city that thrives. It's about working together to make Salford a better city for everyone. It's about the spirit of Salford. Thanks to everyone who has made this incredible work possible. The Salford CVS staff team, our funders and colleagues at NHS Salford CCG, our strategic partners, Salford City Council, our evaluation partners, CLES and VSNW. And thanks to the thousands of volunteers, voluntary organisations, community groups and social enterprises using the Third Sector Fund grants to make a difference every day.